Ever feel like you're dragging yourself through the day, always tired, and just can't catch a break? Everyone around you seems all energetic and on top of their game, while you're barely making it through the basics. Don't sweat it. Constant fatigue is a massive global issue, and you're not alone. Now, I get it. Knowing that doesn't make it any easier, but hey, that's life. How to stop being tired and burned out all the time. What's up, everyone? Today, I'm gonna help you make your life a bit better. I'm gonna drop 3 tips on how to stop being constantly tired. But hold up, gotta throw in a crucial point here. Sometimes fatigue ain't just a nuisance. It might be a sign of something more serious. It could be a body imbalance or, worst-case scenario, a sneak peek at an illness you didn't see coming. Another factor could be depression, not the regular failed a test or feeling down kind, but the real deal, the endogenous depression vibe. So if you're feeling a sudden, unexplained fatigue, or it's seriously messing with your life, the key is simple: hit up your family doc. Now, if it's more like a low-level, annoying fatigue that's not ruining your life, but still a bummer, there's hope, and it won't break the bank. Quick reality check for those expecting a magic fix. Chronic fatigue ain't a common cold that clears up in a week, untreated in 7 days. Often, it's about luck and the way we live. Sure, living conditions play a part, but changing those is usually a Herculean task. Changing your lifestyle, though, that's doable, and that's where the real work comes in. If you want to ditch that constant fatigue, it might sound a bit intense at first, but trust me, it's just the start. Once you feel those positive changes, it gets way easier. At least that was my experience when I tackled chronic fatigue. Let me share my journey. I was cruising through life, doing the usual stuff, hanging out with friends. Everything seemed cool. Then, bam, something felt off. I started getting tired real quick, getting annoyed, and even lost interest in life. I thought it was just a phase. It was fall. The weather wasn't the best, but weeks passed, then months, and I wasn't getting any better. Spring came around, and I still had no energy. No morning jogs, no self-improvement. I just wanted to lay in bed and do nothing. Decided to hit up Google to see what could help. Honestly, I should have seen a doctor and gotten some tests done. But Googling wasn't the worst idea. Read a bunch of stuff. Realized it wasn't chronic fatigue syndrome, thankfully, but the problem wasn't going away. Internet advice was all the same. Get good sleep, eat healthy, chill out, and if possible, avoid stress. Basic, right? So, kinda bummed that there wasn't a magical solution. You know, secretly wishing for a magic wand, a secret button, or some hidden trick. But alas, life ain't that simple. So I decided to dive a bit deeper, read scientific studies, look at stats, checked out tips from cool people. And guess what? It all boiled down to the basics: sleep, eat right, and live a sensible life. And what do I think? Well, I had nothing to lose, so I decided to give these tips a shot. At first, I was a bit skeptical. It all seemed too simple. But lo and behold, after just 2 weeks, I started feeling like a human being in the mornings. That sparked my interest, and I began implementing other tips, trying out various life hacks. Here's a spoiler: the simplest and most basic things work the best. So let me break it down for you. Oh, and stick around for a bonus tip at the end, even though it might bum some of you out. So watch till the end. All right, the first thing we need to tackle is getting our sleep schedule on point. You might be thinking, thanks, dude, I already know this stuff. But are you sure about how many hours you slept last night? Or if you scrolled through your phone an hour before hitting the hay? Maybe you woke up a couple of times during the night. Truth is, most of us have major sleep issues without even realizing it. So here's a small tip to start with. Cut off caffeinated drinks like green tea and coffee at least 8 hours before bedtime. According to a study, people who consumed coffee or tea right before bedtime, or within 3 to 6 hours of sleep, had significantly worse sleep. Their average sleep duration decreased by about an hour, and they woke up more frequently during the night compared to those who didn't have these drinks. So please, try to consume caffeinated drinks only in the first half of the day. Overall, I want you to treat sleep like something extraordinary. Improve it in any way you can. Don't ignore it. And don't joke about it. Trust me, if you start going to bed and waking up around the same time, getting a minimum of 7.5 hours of sleep, you'll feel a crazy surge of energy and alertness within the first week. Here's another tip. Break the habit of staring at your smartphone or laptop before bedtime. I know it's tough, and it's honestly one of the hardest habits I've kicked in my life. But it had a tremendous impact. I get that at first, you might find it hard to fall asleep without the ritual of scrolling through something. But that's only at the beginning. Soon, you'll feel the difference in the quality of your sleep and how much more energized you are in the morning. One more suggestion. Instead of being glued to your phone before bedtime, try going for a 10 to 15-minute walk. Trust me, you'll sleep like a baby. And by the way, if you're curious about other cool habits that changed my life, check out my video on 3 habits that transformed my life. It's a bit lengthy, but it's pretty interesting and practical. All right, let's keep it rolling. You've probably heard the phrase, "You are what you eat." And it's pretty obvious that if you're fueling yourself with just hot dogs and pasta, you can't complain about constant fatigue. So, my recommendation regarding nutrition: see a doctor, get some tests done, figure out where your levels are off, and consult with a dietitian. No one's telling you to jump on a diet if there's no clear obesity issue, but your diet should be balanced. Also, check your body mass index, BMI. It's simple. You don't even need a calculator for it. Then look into the recommended intake of proteins, fats, and carbs based on that index. Check how much and what nutrients are in the foods you usually eat. You might realize what you're missing or not getting enough of, and that's what you should include in your diet. I must say, with changes in nutrition, the improvements will be more gradual and slow, but they'll be fundamental and long-term. Give it a month, 2, 3, and you'll realize how much better you feel. Here's another tip. Shed those extra pounds if you have them. Your BMI will tell you if that's the case. Losing excess weight will significantly improve your well-being. Extra weight messes with your metabolism, potentially causing issues with blood pressure, vessels, and your heart. You'll definitely feel a substantial improvement without it. Now for the third basic tip that many people consistently ignore. I get it. It's tough to motivate yourself to hit the gym or even do a little workout at home. But you don't have to start running marathons or lifting heavy weights right away. Begin with a short walk, and if there's a park nearby, stroll there. The trick is that we tend to underestimate the effects of these simple and cool activities too quickly. After just a minute of a mindful walk, you'll probably think, "Why haven't I been doing this before?" Gradually, if you feel like it, you can transition from walking to light jogging, add more exercises, try some simple yoga or basic stretching routines. All right, so what's the deal with exercise anyway? And how does it help combat fatigue? Physical activity improves blood circulation and brain nutrition, boosts resistance to various stresses, and restores metabolism. In short, engaging in sports helps us stay in good shape, be productive, resilient, and energetic. People often refer to this as being energetic. I understand that the advice to exercise when you're constantly tired might seem odd, but please, it's one of the most important tips. Give it a try, and you'll feel significant changes literally within the first few weeks. And that's it. Those are the 3 basic tips to stop being constantly tired. I get that it might seem too simple and basic, but it's the foundation, the ground, the base without which nothing else will work. No biohacks or secrets. Instead, if you get these 3 important aspects of life in order, you'll achieve noticeable and, most importantly, stable results. And now, the secret I promised at the beginning. Here, I'll have to touch on something almost sacred for many of us: sugar and all the sweet stuff that seems impossible to give up. Eat as little sweet as possible. You just can't imagine how serious this is. And importantly, a chocolate bar or some other sweet dessert is a great idea. If you need to move a piano on the 5th floor or perform some physically demanding task, fine. But if you have a sedentary job and in general lead a not too active lifestyle, sweets will only disrupt your metabolism, damage your vessels, and deplete dopamine. In short, it does everything to make your energy and motivation decrease. I know it won't be easy, but please start with something small. If you drink cola or any other sweet soda, try giving it up and start drinking plain water. Do it, and you'll definitely feel the effects of these changes. In my life, I try to eat sweets only on weekends, and on weekdays, I abstain. Of course, it's tough for me. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but overall, I try. I want to share an interesting story about sweets. A friend of mine, who also likes experimenting with various things, once conducted an interesting experiment. For a month, he decided to completely give up sweets. No sugar in tea, coffee, nothing sweet at all. No chocolates, cakes, absolutely nothing. And after a month, he officially prepared himself and decided to try some sweet drinks or desserts. He bought them, tried them, and you know what he said. That he got goosebumps from the concentration of calories and the chemicals in the things he ate and drank. Sugar is a separate serious topic that is massively underestimated. If you're interested in learning more about it, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll make a separate video about sugar and its impact on our bodies. Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. And of course, I recommend checking out my other videos on the channel that will help improve your life. Take care.